Morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I wanted to motivate you a little bit today, but also give you a tangible, practical, something that you have to do to win this week. Now, winning can look different for everybody. Success is not a one-size-fits-all. Whatever yours is for you is not the same as it is for me, but it's just as important. Now, what separates people that win and winners from just wanters, people who want to win, is this one thing that very few people talk about or look at. And it's the topic of absolute ownership of everything going on in your life. So you hear me talk about declare the victory, declare the outcome, declare the mindset. But you can't do that unless you're taking ownership over where you are now. I'm going to say that again. You can't declare that unless you take complete ownership over where you are now and admit that it is nobody else's fault but your own, that you are in the situation that you are in right now. Literally nobody has done anything to you ever that has prevented you from going to where you want to go. I'm going to say that again. No person has done a thing to you or will do a thing to you to keep you from winning. And that is what separates winners from wanters, is when they realize that fact and they take ownership over that. When they take ownership over where they are, what's going on in their life, their situations, and say this: I'm here because I put myself here. And now I'm going to my victory. I am victorious. So you can't declare I am victorious, but they're the reason I haven't been so far. I am victorious, but something they did to me is preventing me from being victorious. I am victorious, but they sent me an email this morning, so now I'm thrown off track. You get what I'm saying here? Nobody can throw you off track. Nobody has the power to. Nobody has the ability to. The only way that they have the power and the ability to is because you gave them permission to. Now, I get that many people watching this have had things happen to them in their life. There's things that happen that nobody should go through as well. And I'm hoping that some people see this that have gone through some of those horrific things. I get it. I totally understand. I'm not negating that at all. Not negating it at all. But that's what a kingdom mindset of forgiveness is. With forgiveness, and then saying what they did no longer has the power to dictate my future. What they continue to do no longer has the power to choose my destiny. I am choosing my destiny. And you take ownership over where you're going, where you've been. I'm not negating these terrible things that have happened to people. There are horrific things that have happened, but when you take ownership over where you're at and then choose, I am going towards the victory, you actually remove the power from the person that did the thing to you that you are saying is preventing you from reaching your goals. And you then take back that power. And then when you submit your life to the will of God, you give that authority to the creator of the universe, and you walk out your destiny and your calling. And so I want to encourage everyone watching this and charge you to move forward, that if you are not where you want to be right now, that if you are wanting to be somewhere, anybody who is not where they want to be is a wanter in some way. I'm still a wanter, by the way. I am a wanter of all of the goals that I have. And I've only recently begun to take ownership for why I'm not where I am, where I want to be. This is a constant cycle. This is a constant thing. As we have new levels of breakthrough, we now have new goals that we want to get to. And anytime that we want to get somewhere means that we haven't taken ownership over why we're not there in the first place. As soon as you take ownership, you can break through to go where you are headed, to go where you are destined to go. And that's what separates winners from wanters. and you declare the victory, you walk it out, your actions, your decisions follow that, and it manifests in your life. Now, if you continue to not take ownership over why you are where you are today, if you continue to do that, you will always be somebody that still wants something, because you are relying on other people, outside circumstances, influences. It could be a situation that you're blaming and not taking ownership over the situation. As long as you do that, you will still be wanting something. For example, I want my business to grow to a certain level. I haven't taken ownership over what needs to be done to get there yet. That is a process. That is the process that takes time to go through and develop. What separates winners from wanters is taking ownership first. It's nobody else's responsibility but my own to take action, and nobody has the power to prevent me from doing that. I am the one that chooses what I do, and then you declare the victory and you partner with heaven. Partnering with heaven is the first part of this, really, is coming into alignment with your creator and what you were made for, because that then allows you to take ownership, because you realize you don't need to blame anybody and you can forgive. So it's really partnering with heaven, then taking ownership, and then declaring the victory. That's the, if we were to formalize it, that's kind of the process. There's not really a formula for this, which is why it's hard to make a video like this. It's hard to make an ethereal video on a concept of what separates winners from wanters. So I get that, and I get that your situation is unique. Everybody's is. I'm not hearing a dialogue. We're not talking right now back and forth, and you're not telling me what's going on in your life. But if you did and you left a comment below, we could talk through that. We could work through that together. And I love helping people, hearing where they're at, what they're going through. Because I can always point to it being a lack of ownership that is taken. And then that lack of ownership requires a choice. And then that choice requires action. And then that action is a step of faith. So you have the faith, that's great. But without aligning the ownership to your faith, you see, when we don't take ownership, we're essentially saying that our faith isn't enough. We have to have faith in somebody else for our outcome. And we're taking our faith away from God. We're taking our faith away from what's inside of us. We're taking our faith away from our destiny, our calling. We're taking the power away from us in our actions here on earth, and saying, while I've still partnered with heaven, they did this to me, so it's keeping me from doing that. And that's just not possible. That's actually not possible. The only way that they have that power is because you've given people that authority. And so it separates, or you've given the situation authority, or you've given the circumstance authority, or you've given the thoughts, the feelings, your own mind authority in your life that's greater than your destiny, your calling, and God. It's time to take ownership over where you are. It's time to partner with heaven. It's time to make a decision that no longer will you continue from this day forward doing what you've done from this day in the past, and move forward and declare the victory is mine. The nothing can stop me. If we want to get into a theological debate, God directs our footsteps, and yeah, God closes doors. And man, I love it when God closes doors, because that means that there is a greater door awaiting. So take ownership over that. Take ownership over the fact that you've submitted your life to your calling and destiny, to where you're going. And then your actions will follow that. Declare the victory and then walk it out in your life. Grow your life, everybody, and we'll talk soon.